This is my imitation of Joe Rogan if his mic didn't work. This is my impression of Joe Rogan if every time he talked, classical music came out of his mouth. Hello. Welcome to something of Fresh Orange. I think this is the episode. This is the eighth episode. I don't know. I'll check it later on. Uh, Good week, man. Good week. It was a very extremely eventful week. As it turned out, I wasn't really expecting much. Apart from the fact that my birthday did fall in this week, so that was there. But not the birthday was like the least eventful part of this week. Really had no big celebration. Just went out and had food with a few friends, and that's it. But yeah, I I went to the Humans of Cinema party that they had. They were celebrating that their 5 years anniversary, and they had created this entire event around the theme of Imtiaz Ali's movies, which is insane. Just imagine you working your entire life, and then this entire page that is making a lot of money on their own independently was started because your work inspired that page. And the entire time I was there, I was looking around and just I couldn't stop thinking about that like how insane is that, and like how powerful is cinema overall. Just that is just one anecdote of many. uh, and they had a cocktail menu themed after Imtiaz Ali's work, which had like Jungli Jawani and Dawn Returns and stuff. uh, it was beautiful, the entire event. It such incredible detail everywhere. The I met the team, and like they had put in so much work. Wherever you looked, there was something like some reference to his movies, some sort of a corner about his characters or something. There were there was a reading list. Sorry, there was a reading list of what his characters would read, and all of that was really cool. So somewhere down the line, I would also like to do some sort of a cinema based event like this. uh, let's see, it would be fun. uh, and they had a lot of activities planned apparently, but everyone was just everyone was insanely hooked to their karaoke. So there was this band playing, of course, songs from Imtiaz Ali's movies. And then once that band had sort of warmed people up, everyone was singing along extremely loudly because it was an open bar. So everyone was extremely loud, but everyone knew all of his songs because it was basically a Comic Con for people who got laid. Uh, and everyone was singing extremely loudly. The band was playing, and once the band was done, uh, it wasn't a band. It is separate singers. But once they were done, once the live music was over, they continued doing a karaoke right next to the stage where they were doing the live music, and the karaoke went insane. It was like, imagine like 50 extremely drunk people packed in a relatively small room, like a room as large as this hall, uh, and they're all just singing at the top of their lungs. It was amazing. Like being in that being in that just crowd was. I tried to leave thrice, and every time there would be like maybe some incredible song would come on, or maybe something would happen that made me stay. So that's great. Got to meet Harshit, so that's great. Uh, he's also like a really cool person. Like he like out of college, imagine starting a company that's for creators, and then once that company grows big enough, leaving that and then starting a whole page dedicated to cinema, and like being incredibly successful in both of them. That's really cool. uh, I met him. This was the second time that I met him. I met him earlier. We just went and had lunch once, because I had DM'd him saying like, oh, big fan. Your work on Humans of Cinema is so great, and that's where we started talking. And like, I'm lucky enough to be like friends with him now, I guess. So that's really cool. Uh, and like when you talk to him, you realize that okay, Humans of Cinema isn't just like a money making machine, which it is. It does make it probably does make a lot of money because Netflix and Amazon are hooked to it. But it's not. It's like it's more meaningful for him, which you get to see once you talk to him because I make short films, but I have not seen anything. Like my knowledge of cinema is basically zero. It's non-existent. And when I talked to Harshit for the first time, I did tell him this that I don't know. People do ask me if I've seen these movies and stuff, and I have not seen any of them. And then the same happened with Harshit because his knowledge uh, in cinema is the exact opposite of me because he apparently knows everything. So he would talk about these obscure directors from like Iran and stuff, and it was nice. It's just nice to sit and listen to somebody who is like who genuinely cares about a topic and like knows a lot about it. And then the fact that he's able to make his living and a few other people's living just out of his love for cinema, it's really nice. That's really beautiful to watch. So yeah, the party was amazing. They also had Imtiaz Ali come in like over Zoom, so they connected with him over a video call, and then they projected his video onto the screen. And so if this is the screen over here was that entire crowd watching Harshit and his team talk to Imtiaz Ali basically. And I was standing in the crowd, and there was this really drunk girl standing right behind me. And during Harshit's talk with Imtiaz Ali, she was shouting at Imtiaz Ali to make better movies, and that we don't want Harry Met Sejal, we do not want Love Aajkal 2, and she was so correct. Like she might have been a bit rude, but like it's not like Imtiaz Ali actually heard any of it. But like it's so disappointing to see Love Aajkal 2 come out and like Harry Met Sejal come out when we know that he can tell good stories, right? And like he was this sort of shining light in Bollywood for a while, in which he was making amazing movies. And like okay, oh look, the lighting changed somehow. I don't know. It's not like I disappeared for 2 hours because a friend arrived. But yeah, where was I? Imtiaz Ali. We know you can make good movies, dog. Like, just do it. Like, it's not like you need insanely good actors. Like, I get that you might have some pressure, I guess, to bring in star kids. But like, you have made great movies with terrible actors. You've seen like Rockstar is a cult classic, and you made it with uh, whatever her name is, and like her acting is ass in the movie, but still the movie looks good, and the story was amazing. So like, it's not like you need incredible actors. You're just like such a talented storyteller. Why are you doing this to the fans? Like, just make good movies. I don't know. And again, I'm not a Bollywood insider, so I'm not sure if like there's some pressure on Imtiaz Ali to make these movies, but I don't know. I don't think there should be at his stage in his career, like with his portfolio. But who knows? All of this might just be bullshit coming from somebody who knows nothing about the industry. So yeah, there's that. Take this with a grain of salt. if you're watching Imtiaz Ali. But yeah, that's the thing about it. But yeah, loved the event entirely. It was so insane that they sold it out somehow, even though the ticket price was like it was more than most concerts charge, I think. So that's insane. That people were willing to pay this much for Humans of Cinema and for Imtiaz Ali. So yeah, that's amazing. over the week I've also met I've met a bunch of rappers, and that's been a very eye-opening experience at best. Mostly because they're all so, like, they've all paid attention to how they look. They've gone through a phase in their life. They might be younger than me, most of them are, but they've gone through a phase in their life in which they have paid attention to how they look, and they've been in like public appearances enough to know how to dress basically. So they all look amazing and they all dress very well, and that that brings up some inferiority complex, I guess. Even Harshit, I mentioned earlier, he dresses very well, uh, like in streetwear and stuff, and I'll just wear whatever is washed that day, like whatever the laundry allows. So yeah, I'll also maybe look into dripping myself out over the coming months. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm like at the basic settings, like what your mother buys for you when you're 8, and then I didn't go beyond that ever. So I might buy a few T-shirts here and there that look good, but look at this shit. It says orange right now. It could almost be official merch for this podcast, but it's not. It's not. It's just I'm pretty sure this design is copyrighted, but I can sell it if you want without telling them. Just show up to my house. Uh, so yeah, I need to look into more drip. If you have any suggestions for dressing better, just I guess drop them in the comment section or something. If you're listening on Spotify, go and leave a comment on YouTube right now, saying anything at all. I'll really appreciate it. I'm trying to get to a monetization status in on YouTube before the documentary drops. The documentary for which I'm interviewing all these rappers. Uh, that would be really cool to actually make some money from YouTube on this documentary. Uh, this documentary started because I've been listening to a lot of rap, and I've had these two experiences with like hip hop concerts. I'm not sure if I've talked about this before, but here goes, I guess. So both of these experiences come from concerts that were Prabdeep's concerts. Prabdeep, who also is, by the way, like a very popular rapper that I'm trying to get into the documentary. I hope he responds someday. Uh, so yeah, uh, he or his manager, whoever. Just if you're listening, Prabdeep, please check your DMs or something. Yeah. So anyway, both of these were Prabdeep's concerts. The first one was pretty great. I went to both of these concerts alone, which I guess is sad, but I'm not going to let that drag me down. The first one was amazing. It was the first time that I moshed. Like I was in a mosh pit and we were pushing each other, and I was like in the taller group of boys, so we were pushing each other pretty hard. That was amazing. I hadn't done that before, apart from when it's like actual fights, and this time it wasn't. It was just a way to like blow off some steam. So that was great. I just pushed everyone around. I got pushed around. It was fun. And then it started raining during a mosh pit. So, like, imagine first concert. There's one of your favorite hip hop artists is on the stage, and you're moshing in the rain. That was a great experience. But then for the second one, it had like the vibes had changed completely, because it was in some fancy club, and uh, there were just rich kids all around basically, which I really hated, because I had developed my taste for Prabdeep's music uh, while while in Kanpur, with a very limited social circle, and while hustling basically, and his words seem to I didn't know that his words would resonate with like a rich kid audience, and I just hated to see a bunch of rich 11th graders there. It's like, what are you doing here? Just listen to something. Listen to something that isn't about struggling in life, maybe like struggling financially specifically. uh, but anyway, who am I can't gatekeep hip hop. But yeah, that the documentary started because I wanted to ask a bunch of hip hop artists uh, what they think is the driving philosophy behind hip hop in India, specifically India and the Indian subcontinent. Why do they do what they do, basically? Because hip hop started as a way for marginalized communities to express themselves in a space where they were generally kept out of, right? Uh, and even till now, hip hop is extremely political. Like, American hip hop is an extremely political space. You see Kendrick Lamar pushing all sorts of progressive politics. But then when you come to Indian and the Indian subcontinent, basically, hip hop, I see a lot of underground rappers who do have political sort of leanings, such as there's Siege, who I'm a big fan of, and I'm also probably going to talk to for this documentary. He has done some great work. His rap is often anti-caste, anti-class, and that's pretty great. But is that still a driving force for the larger movement, or is it just like a hobby for kids, rich kids, mostly, who just want some sort of an artistic endeavor to devote themselves to? And it's not wrong to have that. Like, for example, there are a lot of art forms. Like, painting is an art form where which you can say is like a rich person hobby that rich kids or rich people looking for artistic endeavors get into. And painting is that, playing like large instruments is that, like, who plays the violin unless they're rich and white. uh, there's nothing inherently wrong with it, but is it so, or does it have political leanings, is what I'm trying to answer in this documentary. And right now I don't really have an answer because it's a bit dicey. uh, so yeah, I've been having these conversations. We'll see. It, I'm really hoping to get one answer, which is that it does have a uh, political agenda behind it, because it would be really sad to see one of these. It would be really sad to see this art form sort of get removed from all politics, uh, because when I first discovered hip hop, it was heavily political. Everything that I heard was heavily political, and even till now, everything that I hear from uh, most things that I hear from America, maybe they are still heavily political. And I would hope that DHH, which is talking about the lives of people who are way more marginalized than America is, than Americans are. Like, I'm hoping they aren't just doing it for the sake of doing it, and I hope they have some sort of underlying philosophy at its foundation. But I don't know. It might be a very disappointing documentary by the end of it. I'll put it on my YouTube anyway, so you'll get to see. I'll keep it at around 25 minutes long, because then my friends tell me that they would sleep at the 25-minute mark during documentaries. So I'll just finish it around the 25-minute mark. Won't go beyond that. Keep it really simple. Keep it about, and also, like, keep a story at the core of it. I don't know the story right now. Maybe I'll discuss with people and see. I talked to Rhythm Vora, who's this rapper. He recently is blowing up on Instagram because he raps in his car, and like he does these. Sorry, I thought I'd pressed something. He does these really great sort of mashups in which he says that this is what I'd do if I was on this specific song, and that's amazing. So I met him. I interviewed him. He is incredible live. Like I haven't seen a lot of people freestyle or like rap live in front of me, and he was incredible at what he did. It felt like listening to a studio version of the song. That's good how he was. Uh, that's how good he was. Uh, so that's amazing. And then I met Shauharti, who's not really blowing up yet, but I see a lot of potential in him. He's a I guess I can call him a kid. He's a little younger than me. Who is who just if you talk to him, he's extremely like he is extremely shy, extremely introverted when you talk to him. But then when you discuss his art with him, he like transforms into like almost like his on-stage persona, in which he's extremely confident about his art. He knows where it's going. He is extremely, I guess, passionate about it. Uh, Sorry, I have mosquitoes at my home. He's extremely passionate about it, and that's really great to see. So like while I was having a conversation with him, he would light up during these moments, and that was really amazing to see. So I'm like really looking forward to everything that he does going forward. uh, so yeah, I've been meeting these people. Lots of inferiority complex. One of these is the dressing thing and stuff, because they look good, they dress well. The other thing is there sort of, you talk to these people and you see how like how secure they are in their art, and like how confident they are about the artwork that they're creating and like that they're putting out, and like their own success, which might not always materialize. I get that, but it's insane to meet people who are actually like who have actual confidence in their own work, when I technically make art, and like I have none of it. So it's a nice contrast talking to them. You get to see how their sort of thought process works around their art, and like how their confidence almost fuels their art sometimes, because they're so sure of this. They're so sure that they'll do well, that like they create without being afraid basically. While for me it's almost the opposite, where I'm sure that like that my writing is absolutely like terrible. So I'd just work at it for a long time. I'll just keep revising it, and which is why like this Saturday schedule has worked out very well for me. So I've been posting for like I guess it's been what 16 17 Saturdays now. Every Saturday, make sure that I stop like revising my script, and stop revising the shots that I'm taking, stop revising the music, the final edit, just push it out. Unlike rappers sometimes, at least the ones who I'm talking to, who are independent, who can just like drop their EPs and their projects whenever they want. If I had that sort of, if I had given myself that sort of independence, I think I would have just put out 2 videos by now, and they would have been like 10% better than what I have put out actually, because like beyond a point, you get to a point of like diminishing returns, where you don't really get as much output for the same amount of hard work that you do. Did I just really derail this entire conversation? My point is that it's really inspiring to see these people who actually believe in themselves and their art, unlike me, who can often be extremely picky and extremely sort of nervous about his own work. So yeah, I might be having a deja vu right now. Like, have I talked about this exact thing in a previous episode, or I don't know. Let me know. Comment down below if I've leave a comment down below and smash subscribe. I'll be talking about making things again in the next video, which it might get a little repetitive, but I don't care. I have this script that I've been writing for a long time. It finally feels like it's a bit. Finally feel like I can put it out. So I'm going to put it out, and I publicly declared that I'll be doing a live stream on this channel. Smash subscribe if you haven't yet for the live stream. Okay, I'll stop that. I publicly declared that I'll be doing a live stream, and I have never done a live stream before, and I'll probably be very boring in a live stream. So yeah, I'll stream it live, and I'll basically take you through the entire process of the process that I followed for creating videos, like including the filming and everything. One large part of the process that I've already done is the scripting, so I won't be like the live stream won't include me sitting and like staring at a screen for 4 hours. So yeah, once since that is out of the way, I think it would be a fun live stream. I'll be taking questions. I'll be like figuring out the short list. I haven't really thought about it right now. Figuring out the short list, discussing the short list with you guys, and then we'll basically collaborate on this reel, like everyone who joins this live. So I'm really scared about it, but I'm also really eager to see how it goes. So if it's a flop, I won't do it again. If it goes well, I'd definitely talk on live more. I really want to do that. That seems really fun. I see people like Arpit Wala do it, and like that sort of engagement seems really fun to do. And like I can't always reply to DMs, can't always reply to comments. So like being live, I guess I can just talk to the most of you possible. So yeah, I guess this is goodbye. While I leave, this is my impression of Joe Rogan if his voice box was replaced by that of a dolphin.